Any advice, any tips Vince gave you that you can remember?
Oh man, there was a bunch. He was very hands-on with me because he's the one that picked me. I was one of his guys. When he first signed me, I sat down with him. He brought me back 6 weeks after that Strowman match, and that's when I officially signed. It was in Philadelphia at SmackDown. He goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna give you a 2-year deal." He goes, "After that, I'll probably bring you back every now and then." He goes, as a special attraction, like, but enjoy your 2 years. I'm gonna put you on every pay-per-view. I'm gonna put you on every overseas tour. And I remember saying to him, I said, "Man, like, well, what if I do really good? Can you keep me here for like 10 years? I want to like be here 10 years." And he's like, "Look, man, you're not the normal WWE superstar. He's like, how tall are you?" I said, 5'8". He's like, "How much do you weigh?" I said, 165. So the average guy, you're 6'2", 220. He said, "You're not the average guy." He said, "We can't beat the crap out of you every week. Like, it'll get old, it'll get stale." He said, "For 2 years, we'll do some fun stuff with you." He's like, "And you might not be seen for 7, 8 years, and we'll bring you back, and people will go nuts because they missed you." Like, he had a vision for me, and like he was always straightforward with me. That's what I liked about him. He didn't BS me. He didn't, like he thought everything I did was good. He just, you're 5'8", you're 165, you're not normal. Like, this is, something we're gonna do every now and then. And that's what I liked about him. He was straight up with me the whole time.
You mentioned pay-per-views. You're a Northeast guy. You're a WWE guy. I was a Northeast guy. Grew up WWE guy. You're in the Royal Rumble. You're walking
Yeah.
down the aisle at WrestleMania. You had that great spot at Survivor Series when you were the SmackDown mascot. I You went to do TV to make your $250 and go home and be happy. Dude, what a break, man. What did that feel like as the fan, James Ellsworth, getting a chance to walk the aisle in places you probably never thought you'd get a chance to?
Yeah, if you go back and you watch the WrestleMania, I'm walking out with Carmella, and I come out first, and I let her do her entrance, and I'm standing behind her, and they tell us don't look at the crowd when you walk out. Don't look. And that WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, I'm looking at the crowd, and Carmella's like elbowing me, going, "Don't look at the crowd." I said, "Listen," I said, "This is why I got into business. This is all I've ever wanted. I'm gonna take it all in. If they yell at me when I get to the back, so be it." And she was such a sweet girl to work with. If you go back and watch that, this is the only time she ever did this. She started holding my hand, and as we walked to the ring, she held my hand the whole time. She like she didn't grow up a wrestling fan. Like, her dad did some extra work, but she wasn't like religiously watching it like I did. This was, the biggest thing I was ever going to do was the WrestleMania. And like, she knew what it meant to me, and she held my hand all the way down. She was a good friend, man. Like, when her and I worked together, she was such a good friend. Like, we talked every day. Like, we still talk every now and then. But like, she knew that moment meant so much to me, like, that she held my hand and took it in with me. And then, like, my favorite pay-per-view is the Royal Rumble. So being a part of the Royal Rumble in 2017, that was so cool because that just happened to be my favorite pay-per-view growing up. And
Sure.
like, I really looked at everything as a blessing. Like, I hate when guys leave WWE and they go online and they bury WWE. I'm like, what did you hate about it? Making all the money, getting the action figures, getting the t-shirts, what did you not like about it? Like, it's just like, what, this is the number one wrestling company in the world, has been for 50 years. Like, it's such a blessing to get there and experience that and be a part of it. I would never say a bad word about it. I had a blast. I absolutely loved my run. It was a memorable run. I was there 2016, 17, and 18, and people remember my stuff. Like, they remember Braun Strowman, they remember AJ Styles, they remember Carmella. Like, I did memorable things. There's guys that have been there 10 years and haven't done anything memorable. Like, so I
Yeah.
was very blessed, and you'll just never hear me say a bad word about it.
James, anything you want to plug? Any social media?
Yeah, like, check my wrestling promotion out at acwtix.com. Check me out on Instagram at James Elza Wrestling, Twitter, or X, they call it these days, at Real Ellsworth. And thank you, man. Dwayne says, like I told you before we got on here, Dwayne says nothing but good things about you. So I appreciate you.
Awesome.
He's a great guy. So if you're a friend of his, you're a friend of mine. Take care.
That's
God
awesome.
bless. Remember, any man with two hands has a fighting chance.